actually taught he invented Intuigate by Dean Kamen, and this is the introduction for Dean Kamen. This is his design work. Yeah, do you know Segway?
Yeah.
Like this. And he is a product designer, which is related to my major. And he has innovated since his high school with more than 150 patents under his belt. The recent, actually that was about 2000. The recent is about 2002, and the project includes portable energy and water purification for the developing world, and a prosthetic arm for the soldiers who injured in the war. And the main idea is that he suggests he states against the argument for his design of Segway by introduce as the development of the transportation and tell us how do we solve the problem in transportation, and suggest his next idea about portable energy and the water purification. And summarize is that firstly he began a story about he suggests that some friends tell him that they were going to design the car without mechanic stuff, so they only use wire. And he suggested that he could just use their mind to control the cars. And then it comes to his big idea about his big idea is about a new solution to the problem has in the transportation. Firstly, he mentioned about 100 years ago about lighting 1% Americans live in village and the countryside, so it's very so the transportation at that time was horse carriage, just like that. And then the invent of a car comes out, and the cars solve the problem of the house, like the environment problem, and it was too much faster than the horse carriage. And then he suggests about the today, and today is there are some still people solve the problems, and they created planes, cars, and so many stuff. But there is still a problem about the last mile. The last mile means that in the city, you could use a car sometimes, but in a short, in a short distance, it's not that's convenient to use cars, because you have to find somewhere to park the cars, or if you want to use a cars and then go back, when you go there and then you want to go back, you have to have your cars with you, so you could not walk back. So he thinks that a Segway is the solution to this, and it also makes sense to the And secondly, he suggests the energy efficiency, and say the story about the lack of water in some developed countries in order to express that potable energy, and the importance of the water purification and the response. I think that David Kahneman has very strong support for his argument. He also used the example of the old lady to suggest the Segway is also useful when you are unable to drive. The old lady is very old. She could not drive or do something else. She just tried the Segway and said to him that finally you invent something for us. So it suggests that it's very useful. It's also useful for the old. And from this talk, we also could learn and consider how serious the water problem is. He gave the example of the deaths in the developing country, and he suggests that the most deaths are caused by the water problem. Conclusion from the lecture, Clement describes the development of the transportation and indicates what his Segway could do for the pedestrians. It could be an alternative of walking and saves time and makes fun. Also, we could consider the feasibility of the portable energy and support his idea about water purification. Okay, thanks.
Okay, do you guys have any questions? So what do you guys think about the Segway?
It's scary. I think it's scary so an old lady cannot ride it. And we have to stand for that. But how old lady can ride?
That's true. So did he say when the Segway was actually invented? Like what year?
No, but actually it was about the talk is about 14 years old, and in the talk he was on the Segway.
Right.
All the talk.
Yeah.
He was driving on the
So it's interesting to think about this talk being 14 years old when people thought that the Segway was going to be super popular. But is it?
Yeah.
Do we see Segways everywhere?
No.
No.
I think a little bit like
Yeah.
funny when see people stand on it and the ride is funny.
Yeah, they're usually just like for tours or whatever. But I think that he thought it was going to be like everyone was going to have a Segway, just like kind of how everybody has bikes, you know, because bikes are a good way to go from one place to another if you don't have a car. And now there's those little, what are those, the little hoverboard things? It's kind of like a Segway but without the thing.
Solo wheel.
Hmm?
I think it's called solo wheel, like one of my friends sell that.
Yeah, except they explode sometimes.
Oh.
Did he actually explain about his water purification project?
No. Actually, I did not. Actually, I heard how to say listen to it about the story time, and I didn't find that. He just suggests that the importance to do that, but he does not suggest his project.
His exact project, okay.
Any questions?
Another question? Okay, thank